We are. Okay, it's starting up. It's up on the YouTube channel, and it's going public now.
Hello, beautiful people. It is your host, TGC. We are back with another Tripl-L podcast, the third weekly. This week we're going to be talking about Darling and the Franxx. We're going to be discussing how good it can possibly be. Just talking its similarities to other mecha anime, and stuff. I'm joined by Trip,
Hello.
Clone, Alibaba, Joker, and Skelly.
Hi.
Did you say clone? I didn't hear clone.
I did say clone.
No.
And
Already ruined it. Congratulations.
That's what I do. I ruin things.
And of course, special mention, Joker's joining us. He is a special guest for this week.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
For the record, we have Joker's link down in the description on the video. So if you want to check out his channel, go ahead and check it out. He's got some really pretty videos.
Ahead of time. Oh, thank you.
Don't apologize. He has pretty videos. I looked at it and it's like, I'm looking at his editing. I'm really jealous. So he's got pretty videos.
Oh,
He doesn't do his own editing.
Now I have to.
No, I do now. Luckily, I kicked my editor to the curb. Now, college, it happens. But yeah, thank you. That means a lot.
Oh, no worries, man. So, yeah, TGC, what are we talking about first?
Okay, so before the stream started, me and Scully were talking about whether or not Darling and the Franxx was closer to Evangelion or Gurren Lagann. I'm of the personal opinion that Gurren Lagann is kind of like its predecessor. There's basically too many similarities between the entire humanity's underground. There's these monsters that no one really knows what their thing is, but they keep attacking the humans.
Look, man, you're just describing Ava to me right now.
Is that actually how Ava goes? I've only watched the movies.
Yeah.
That's
exactly
how it goes.
Okay, well, where do we start on this topic then? I guess, TGC, do you want to make your piece for why it's Gurren Lagann?
Yeah. I mean, just look at the show. It looks like Gurren Lagann. You know, like these sharp lines. That the Franxxes have, the sharp lines of the Franxxes, basically the idea of having these kids just not know where they're supposed to be and what they're made of. It's interesting, and it's I've never really gotten into Ava, so I wouldn't know, but
Well, what I know about Ava
Are you arguing my point for me?
What do you mean?
Because everything you're saying is yeah, that's Ava.
Okay, look, I think the reason it's going to be closer to Gurren Lagann is because Trigger came from the studio, or spun off from the studio that made Gurren Lagann, right? It was Gainax that was...
And Ava.
Yeah, they made both.
Oh, they made both? Oh, shit! Oh, never mind.
So it's it's kind of just a happy little marriage of the two, honestly.
Yeah, that makes... Alright. Yeah. Alright.
It's a sequel series, pretty much. Spiritual successor to all of these.
That said, I still... Well, because I only watched... Or I watched more Gurren Lagann than I did Ava, I see the connections to Gurren Lagann more than I see Ava. Because I thought Ava was this guy's story when he was depressed. The guy wrote it when he was just in the worst place in his life. Was that not the legacy of Ava or something? Yep. Yeah, I don't see the... I don't see depression here. Yeah, I don't see the depression here.
It's a pretty dark series.
There's some symbolic imagery in the first couple episodes with Hero, but other than that, I feel it's more connected to Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing that was really Evangelion was I think it was the two episodes ago when they They beat
Oh,
that one
the wings?
Klaxosaur. Yeah, and the wings. That was such an Evangelion moment. I was like, all right, this is gonna get dark, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, the wings after that really climactic fight when Hiro was about to die. Was it?
Yeah,
those
it's
ones?
just it's hinting out to something like really.
Oh, and then in the last
Symbolic.
episode, there's the scene where Goro's stuck inside the Klaxosaur on his own.
Mhm.
That's like straight out of Ava.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I guess. Yeah, that's
I
true.
don't know, but everything that happens in Ava seems to also happen in Gurren Lagann. Because these are moments in Gurren Lagann. I mean,
Mhm.
Kamina is found multiple times, like just in sticky situations. The one time where he's fighting the battleship and he's trying to get out, and like just like there's just I would just say because of like the style of how they produce this, like the comedy is way more Gurren Lagann than it is Ava.
Mhm.
Does
Yeah.
Ava even have comedy?
Yes.
It does.
Like
Well, the
honestly, it's just a blend of both. But it's
Yeah.
it's still its own thing. It's trying to do its own thing.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is, like, I feel like I agree with TGC more because Gurren Lagann was more just in your face about its like craziness, while Ava was trying to be like a regular mecha show, but also had themes about depression. So
Mhm.
it just has that more like insane side to it, like Kill la Kill and like Little Witch Academia.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Especially with the whole
yeah.
like sexual overtone of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's
agreed.
not trying to be subtle. Like at least Ava was like not subtle with its religious references, but it's
Yeah.
also subtle with its like depression.
Mhm.
So
It wasn't exactly subtle with the sex references either.
No.
Yeah, it was
I mean,
pretty in your
they are
face
literally
about it.
having sex. I wouldn't even say it's just more. It's more like symbolism. Their connection is basically like a sexual symbiosis in which they enter each other in this like deep, passionate moment, and they are literally like the stamen and the pistol, or this. Is that how you pronounce it? The stamen.
I think so. Yeah.
Stamen, isn't it?
The stamen? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Stamen.
it's stamen.
Or
Stamen and
stamen.
pistol.
It can be whatever you want to pronounce it. It's literally potato.
But
Wow,
no
yeah.
one says potato.
Okay, I'll just
Just like no one
Hey,
says stamen.
it's just in Boston. I've heard it.
I'll just call it ramen.
There you go. That's the
Yeah,
middle ground.
so the ramen and the pistol. Yeah, so the ramen and the pistol, it's like literally just, fucking, it's sex, dude. That's basically what they're doing.
It's classier sex. It's classier sex.
It's
You call it
classy
classier. I just call it like
it's
man,
because
okay.
they're not trying to be cheeky about it, Like that's
Yeah.
the best part about it. Like they know what they're doing.
Like no, this is worse because they're doing it in public, like out in the open.
With
That's
their
the opposite
friend.
of classy.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Oh, by the way, in the manga, I don't know if like how many of you have like read it, but I read the first couple of chapters. When like they do the thing where they're connecting, it shows the girl naked.
oh,
Oh.
really?
Yeah,
It's to sell more copies.
yeah, probably.
Yeah, I remember when it was announced that manga was gonna be ecchi. Like that's what they were calling it. They were like advertising it as an ecchi manga, so that makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a lot of boobies in there.
It's also
It's
weird how
also
they're
done
doing
by
it
the same person who did
simultaneously.
To Love Ru.
Oh, really?
So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So there's a little thing.
I'm
There's-
Two
gonna
Love
check
Ru
that
got
out.
Drawn
overshadowed
or-
by High School DxD.
Wait, who said High School DxD? Who said that just now?
Me.
What'd you say about it?
No, I said Two Love
got
Ru got
average.
overshadowed by High School
Yeah.
DxD.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
right.
so I mean,
That's great. That's a great
so
first
yeah,
topic.
I mean, not
You
bad.
know, wait, you guys know the part that really killed me? The part when Hiro was in the practice robot, and they literally have an artificial ass. Like they didn't just give it handlebars; they literally have an artificial ass. Like I was.
Oh,
just like,
yeah!
Okay, this is a trigger show.
Yeah, that was
I was
excellent.
like, okay, this is a trigger show.
Okay, on that
It's for the
topic-
world building.
It's also an
that-
A1 show, Alibaba. It's also
Yeah.
an A1 show.
On
Yeah.
that
I mean, I feel
top-
like the insaneness is more trigger, but I think A1 just contributed to it looking more professional than most Trigger shows because
Yeah.
you're either gonna like it or not because everything's like really the character designs are really sharp in Trigger shows, but I like how this one looks a lot sleeker.
Yeah.
I agree.
Also, most of the writing team is actually just A1.
Okay. Well, they still have all those references to other Trigger shows because I spotted like 5 Little Witch Academia references already.
I've watched Little Witch Academia. I have
Wait,
not
really?
spotted
What were the references?
There was one part where in the background there was literally 3 kids that were Akko, Susie, and Lotte. Like remember when they were doing the kissing with the other plantation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of the other kids in the background were were just like copies of those characters.
They were
That's
just
so cool. Oh man, I have to go back and find that. That's so cool.
Yeah, no, they put Easter eggs in that all the time. Like Trigger always references the other shows. Like if you watch Kill la Kill, they reference everything from Gurren Lagann to what's it called, Gunbuster.
Cool. I remember when I was watching one of their shows when supernatural battles became commonplace. I remember catching Easter eggs for that one. I haven't done it for any of the other 2. Neat. But yeah, on that note, guys, like, what actually makes a Trigger show Trigger? Is that an okay topic to go into, TGC?
In Trigger is just like, it is Trigger. Well, they were kind of like, I mean, 3 years ago, they were kind of like the bane of like, they were this thing with potential. They were the studio with potential. It always just seemed to come out with like anime that were just super subpar and never, like ever made a splash. And I
Excuse
feel like
me.
when they
Inferno Cop was their pretty much first thing.
Inferno Cop was pretty good.
And, like,
Yeah, but
if you're gonna say
hit a
Inferno
wall.
Cop was subpar,
How dare you?
No,
I will
they hit a
track
wall.
you down
They hit a wall. God dang
and show it to you so you can understand how great it is.
Remember when Kill la Kill first came out and everyone's like, Kill la Kill saved anime?
Oh my god. That was a time.
That was a trip.
That was a trip, indeed.
I wasn't even.
Yeah, I don't watch anime, so I wouldn't know.
Right, Skelly, right.
Kill la Kill is the savior of anime. It breaks all of the tropes.
Look, I'm gonna stick by it. Kill la Kill is actually a really symbolic show that has good messages. I'm
Hey,
sticking
Kill
by
la Kill
that.
is a great show, man. It didn't save anime.
Okay, like, I think to be fair, all the Trigger shows tend to have, like, a lot of symbolism and a lot of morals going into it, right? So, Kill la Kill having it, that's not that strange a thought. Or I guess it would have been a stranger thought since it was still back in the early days before people really got on to Trigger.
Yep. A lot of screaming
I mean,
too.
Trigger has been on a hot streak, but like,
Yes, TGC? You had a thought?
I don't know. I felt like Alibaba was saying something.
Okay, yeah, no, Trigger has been on a hot streak, but we gotta remember they came up with Kizunaiva. That's like, it exists. It's
Yeah.
a black
Actually-
stain on their reputation for eternity.
Actually, Kizunaiva, Kara and I were looking at it, and we saw one of the writers for Kizunaiva, or Kizunaiva, whatever it was called. It was, I think it was the girl that did Anohana, and we just kind of decided. Oh yeah, it was written by Mari Okada, and we just kind of realized after we looked at her records of anime, she just likes writing stuff that goes into the human nature, but she does really badly if they let her take full control of that.
Mm-hmm.
That
Like
happens.
she just dwells in it too much. She needs someone to like kind of direct her into, hey, don't stay in their emotional problems for too long.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of why, like, overall, like in a studio, that's why you don't ever give someone, full control of anything, like in any profession, unless they're super, super good at that, That's why a director will never have, like, writing, unless you're like Christopher Nolan, unless you're like a 1 in a million, you'll never have, like, also the writer, you'll never be able to write the movie and also be the producer and all of that.
You guys know that that writer is gonna release her first movie this year?
Who?
Mari Okada, the one Trip was talking about. She's directing a movie, and it's coming out in a couple months.
That's neat.
This is an
The
synopsis.
movie
Is
looks-
that the one that's getting like really hyped up?
It's called Makia, and it looks amazing. So I'm just gonna watch it for the animation, but I don't know. Or she's either hit or miss in terms of writing.
Yeah, like she does. She did great when it came to Anohana. Like that was a really nice show, and she also did great when it came to Iron Blooded Orphans because she was one of the main writers for that Gundam series. But then she has things like Kisnaiver and Mayoiga, The Lost Village. And man, Mayoiga was like the perfect example of people not getting along. It was the most infuriating thing to ever sit down to watch.
I didn't even
Trigger has
finish
only
it.
done
It
3
was tough.
episodes of Darling in the Franxx.
Oh, that's funny.
It's total 9. But I'm pretty sure they've done every single set piece that
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, they've been working on every episode, but like their writers have only been on 3 episodes.
Was one of them the beach episode?
Dear God, I hope not.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Let's hope it's not like that forever, or at least the A1 people have a lot more control because Trigger shows usually fall apart near the end.
I hope not. I hope this doesn't. That'd be bad. I'd be very.
who made
upset.
Erased again? Who made Erased?
Erased?
A1.
Yeah.
Erased was
Erased-
A1, really?
A1.
Yeah. So like, I don't think we should be banking on A1.
Well, Erased was a manga series first. So there's that to keep in mind. It was a separate writer. Like, he had done Erased and he had done Cradle of Monsters, I think. There were 2 manga series that occurred a few years ago.
Mm. Now wait, with Erased though, they did have an anime original ending though, right? Or it
Yes, they
was-
did. They did.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because I know a lot
that's
of
what
people,
I'm talking about.
and that was kind of what broke Erased, right? Because
Yeah.
I know a lot of people complain, especially manga readers.
Yeah, the manga readers complained, but some people always like. I remember there was talk about whether or not the manga had a good enough kind of conclusion because you spent a lot of time at the beginning of it focusing on the kid and the child, and then the manga kind of just spun out of that and went into the adult years, right? And after that, it kind of lost its focus of what made it special. At least
Okay,
that's how
so basically everything else about the manga was kind of trash, other than
yeah, that's
the
what
ending. Okay.
that was the impression that I got. And when you
Mhm.
looked at the reviewers that were talking about the anime episodes, they really were invested with the relationship between the 2 little kids. But
Mhm.
the manga destroyed that by just having the girl get married to that other guy at the end of the manga as well. They only got the closure of taking down the villain. Although I think they took down the villain in a much more... Well, it felt nicer in the manga because they had more time to build it up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Erased was a really
no.
interesting case.
Yeah.
I
for
mean,
sure.
the manga gave more backstory to all the characters too, so it didn't
Yeah.
feel as like shallow.
Yeah. That said, back to Darling in the Franxx and that note about Trigger shows falling apart in the middle. I don't know if that's true. I mean, I think like Trigger has
No,
like,
I'm saying
pretty-
about at the end. Like,
the end,
yeah.
at the end.
I
That's
think
the same thing
I
with
think-
Gainax shows. Like they'll have an epic last ending or like last fight scene, but the thing is like to get to that point, like the story will kind of fall apart. That's what I'm saying.
mhm.
I
like
feel
it almost
like
goes on
that-
for too long, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Like that
I feel
that
like
happened with
Kill la
Kill la Kill and Little Witch Academia.
Like,
feel
I
like
mean,
Coco was
no,
falling
with the
apart
slow
near-
pacing of Darling in the Franxx, like, because we're taking a lot of time interacting with all the characters,
Mhm.
I think it's not going to be so hectic at the end. Because
Yeah, I
Trigger
agree.
shows feel like they go on too long.
Yeah.
Trigger, Genex, you know.
Isn't
Yeah.
Darling in the France gonna be 24 episodes?
24,
Yeah.
25, 26, one of those.
All right. Well, I'm saying because we're getting close to the halfway point, so they usually have like a mid-season finale.
Mhm.
Man, the worst case scenario is if we only get the Monster of the Week style episode with very little plot progression, and all the plot progression comes in the last 5 episodes. Because what is it? We got the Grand Crevice or something. That's the new thing that was dropped on us in the last couple of episodes by those by the old men or something.
Mhm.
Wait, what was it?
The Grand Crevice.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
no, that Hero and Zero Two have to go to the Grand Crevice.
Yeah, man, I swear, if they do that in the last 5 episodes, nah, man, that's not cool.
I feel like they will, but because I get what you mean. I definitely get the feeling that they are going to have the big finale, and leading up to that will definitely kind of be Monster of the Week. But they are slowly building up because
I think the grand crevice will happen in this half.
Me too.
Really?
I mean,
yeah, no, because look, we're seeing how a lot of what Papa does. 02 is like solely against. She doesn't like it, and since she's the one who's always right, they're gonna see what Papa wants done there is bad, and then we're gonna get to the part where they're gonna be rebels.
True.
Oh,
I guess because the way
they're,
yeah, I guess because the way they're setting up, it seems so final. I don't know, and there's something very like stoic about 002's character every time she has like a moment that it just kind of feels like, I don't know, it honestly surprises me that it's even going to be 24, 25 in these episodes, because these past few have been like hinting at something. So I guess, yeah, they probably will have a season finale.
I feel like for the mid-season finale, we're definitely gonna get something with the blonde guy.
Do you mean Zorome or the Alphas?
No. The
Nice.
officer, the new guy they introduced. I forgot his name.
9 Alpha, you think?
Yeah, the one that looks like a prince. Yeah.
Who's
Yeah,
9
9
something?
Yeah, he's 9 Alpha. It's because what it says in credits.
Thank you for telling me that.
Perceptive.
So he's the first 9, and then there's 9 Iota, and I guess that's either 02 or Hero.
Oh.
Has anybody else been revealed to be a single digit?
Not so far, no.
Hmm.
That I remember at least.
Presumably the other people who showed up in that little scene in the opening with 9 Alpha.
With those like triplet girls in the back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They just kind of gave up on making any different character designs. I found that funny. They just kind of gave up.
Or they're 3 people in one mech. Think about that.
You don't watch anime, Skelly. Your opinion doesn't matter.
I'm waiting for the orgy mech for sure. That's definitely going to be a thing.
Oh god.
Combining mechs.
Yeah. Just one big. Nah, you know what?
One really big mech.
Or it could just be 1 stam and 3 pistols. Ooh. That'll be something.
No, the 2 of the mechs are going to pilot a bigger mech, and that's how that's going to work.
No. Trip. He wouldn't have enough stamina to complete that.
Alright.
That's terrible.
Pretty sure the blonde guy's gonna be like every other nice-looking character in one of shonen or in a battle manga. Like, you know, Berserk had Griffin and Devilman. Yeah, Devilman had Rio. Like, I like how they do that. They do like the nicer character, but that's also like actually insane and crazy and like evil.
Yeah.
I think he's the final boss. Like, straight up, he's like Papa's #1 worker.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. He definitely had those vibes.
I hate the insane trope, but I definitely think that he's probably going to be like the dude that is like going to be on super Papa's side, you know? Be like, yeah, I'm on Papa's side. Fuck off, guys.
You know what would be cooler? If, like, as the kids get older, they get more and more unhinged, because, like, their lifespans just start running out towards the beginning of adulthood. And they just start developing, like, a lot of, like, neurological kind of diseases or something. I think that'd be funny.
Wait, so I
well, I mean, descending into neurological diseases isn't funny. Otherwise, Evangelion would be a comedy.
I thought it was.
I think it'd be, like, funny in a divine...
I found it funny.
I watched that wrong.
I think it's gonna be funny in like the
I laughed
entertainment
the whole
value.
way through, but I don't think it's classed as a comedy.
Got it.
What if it's like a divine comedy? Like that'd be funny.
Well, no, that uses comedy in the classical sense.
Okay, I'll take it.
Where it means happy ending.
Oh, okay.
And even then, Evangelion isn't a comedy. It's not a happy ending; it's a shit ending.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, almost all comedies have shitty endings.
That's life.
It's life, man.
It'd be like that. I do wonder what happens to the kids as they get older. It's definitely.
So I missed a little bit of like the last 2 episodes. Has anything been revealed? Because the Squad 26 dude was like, oh, they don't know yet about when Zodaman asked them about the thing.
Well,
Like, I
for
missed a
that,
little bit.
we haven't.
Oh,
I mean,
given
we've
a
seen
straight
that
answer.
the previous group who was in Station 13 or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
they were all slaughtered.
yeah, I think that's what they were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because
Yeah.
I suppose it's because it's, you know, an action series. The enemies get harder as it goes on. I think they're going to try and explain it like the longer the Franxx stay in a single plantation, that's what they're called. The bigger Klaxosaurs are going to chase after it because they're eating up all the magma.
Are you referring to like this is going to be the Papa's reason, or is it going to be like the?
No, the author's justification for why the enemies are getting tougher.
Oh, so why the enemies get tougher? Yeah, I would agree. I think it's probably like the reason that like everybody's dead is probably because the adults are I
Incompetent.
mean, the older you get, the you know, the less stupid you are.
Yeah.
So like, you know, they're already talking about like, well, why is this all going on? You know, they're already talking about it in the beach episode, basically every single episode. Like, yeah, why is this going on? Why are our lives like this? You know, we're living to help the adults, or why did the adults abandon the surface?
Oh,
Yeah, but
speaking of
probably
the adults, episode 1, you know how there are all those adults who are watching them do the show and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Going off all the kids. So the holograms glitch out for a second and there's no one there.
I only saw that for Papa though. I didn't see it for the people in the audience.
Yeah,
It
no,
happened,
there was people in the audience. Yeah.
it happened
Oh,
for the
it did?
people in the audience?
Yeah.
Whoa,
I didn't notice
shit.
that.
That's
I have to
cool.
rewatch that.
I noticed it for
interesting.
Papa, but not for the other ones. Alright, cool. So,
So there's a thing to note.
Yeah, I
So
just feel like they euthanize them, to be honest. I
yeah,
feel like,
I think that's it too. Like, that makes the most sense.
Have a very high mortality rate.
You know,
That
like
too.
they could probably kill them in any way they wanted to.
Yeah, they could probably
yeah.
gas the house.
Depending
That's-
on how Trigger wants to paint, you know, Pop and whatever.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
going to be the severity. So like if you know if it's like, yeah, this is the way we've always done things, probably just going to be euthanizers. Like, well, you know, we can't have them keep on going, and like Pop is like insane. He's probably going to
Yeah.
like send Klaxosaurs after them.
But it's kind of what I like about it is I think it was actually the beach episode that they did it. You kind of see how like twisted their thoughts are on it, where they're actually like kind of excited being the protectors.
Yeah.
Yeah, or at least that's a Zodaman, because
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he had that whole exposition part. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just kind of sad to see him kind of have those views. I mean, I
That's
can
how
definitely
it's
tell
been,
Hero.
like since the beginning of the series.
Yeah,
That's how it's
exactly.
been since the beginning of the series.
Yeah.
He's been like, yeah, this, you know, like I just want to prove that I'm the best, and it's like, you know, he doesn't really know anything, and you
Yeah.
could see that.
Like, no, you can see it with him and his partner, whose name I keep forgetting. They will
Kokoro?
pretend
Oh
that
wait, no,
yeah,
no.
No, Crocodile.
No.
Miku.
Yeah,
Miku,
Miku,
yeah, no.
Miku.
Both of them pretend that they know what they're doing and what's going on. But
they
whenever
really
anyone
don't.
calls them out and they're like, yeah, no, totally, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Like, but that's hardcore indoctrination, right? Like, the kids are indoctrinated. There's no question about that. I mean, they're the kids
Well,
that...
fuck, they don't know shit about what they were told.
No, they've been literally groomed to be these things.
Yeah.
Like they were numbered off. Apparently, they used to be a lot more, but they were numbered off until they were basically just 6 kids in this one plantation.
Yeah, because
Yes,
they couldn't keep
like
the people
more
who couldn't
times.
pilot Franxx.
Hmm.
Well, they're also like the special test group, right? That's why they have such different colors in their hairs compared to everyone else. Like, they're the ones that people are just kind of testing to see, yeah, can like individuality actually work for these kids?
Hmm. Which, wait, did they go into that? Because I do remember them mentioning like how their Franxx are kind of unique to them, and I don't remember how deep into that they went.
Yeah, no,
They-
they're a special test group and hastily
They
put
mentioned
together.
how they are a special test group.
Okay,
Yeah, like-
and that's
Yeah.
to the extent of what we know, right?
Yeah, like the only other thing that we can get is that the Franxx are individual. The kids look different than other kids. So there's like some talk that eugenics might have happened at some point. But otherwise, we really don't know And we know that Dr. Franxx is looking out for them, sort of.
Yeah. Especially
Well,
these last few episodes.
Yeah, well, we can tell Dr. Franxx has like different goals in mind than the other adults, like the council.
Yeah.
Because he's always just like he's always just like, yeah, don't tell them about that, or
Don't
yeah,
tell
they don't
those
need to
old
know.
geezers.
Yeah.
Insert thing here.
Yeah, he's the old guy who doesn't play by the rules. He's hip with the kids.
I also
Yeah.
want to know what
Wait,
happened
I
to his face.
Oh yeah. Maybe he was a pilot.
He's just the type to do that, I feel like. That's what he seems like.
I like
no,
how
I've
it's
seen the
implied-
idea. You know that Red Oni who showed up all the way at the start of the series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not 02, and instead that's 02's mother.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
Dr. Franxx' dad.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes more sense why he's so like possessive of her too, other
Yeah.
than being for science.
Mm.
Oh, wait, guys, I like how it's also implied because in the first episode he grabs Nana's ass, and I like how it's implied that the reason he built the Franxx like that is just because he's just a big pervert.
I believe it. Like
That's the boy.
you look at it and it's like,
He could have made the energy transfer for the powers like any other way, but he was just like, nah, let me make it like this.
Let me make it so
Let me
that
make
they're
it funny. Let me
mind
fuck around with people.
yeah, I'd see that. I totally see that. I mean, like, he's the avatar of someone in Trigger. I'm sure of it. Someone in Trigger is just seeing himself through that guy.
Right.
Or he's just Trigger as a whole.
Yeah.
A little self
Some writer
for
in
them.
Trigger or A1 is like, I want to be in this anime. And then they put himself in.
I do wonder though, how often do the writers in Trigger or A1 think that they're being really clever whenever they sneak in something symbolic, right? Like, how clever do they think they're getting?
I'd imagine all the
Symbolic
time.
of what, though? Symbolic of sex or symbolic
Man,
of
well, like,
Like, no.
Yeah,
Look,
because that's
no,
kind of on the nose. Like,
no, if you're talking about symbolic of sex, they're like, do we have to? We've done this 1,000 times already.
Yeah.
But it's like they have to. They're contractually obligated.
There's one thing that I was really impressed by. It's and this is going back to like what they're using to name the kids and whatever, like Parasite and all that. The house is called Mistletoe, and this is the first time that I've ever seen Mistletoe used as a name for a home, pretty much. Because Mistletoe is usually the name of a weapon in most series. But then when I started looking into it, it turned out that Mistletoe had a relation to mistletoe, and then mistletoe itself is a parasitic plant. So I feel that's the connection to parasites. They're connecting it to like the mistletoe thing. It's a pretty cool little thing. I was pretty excited when I found out about that. But it's
Also
still
kissing.
weird. Yes, kissing
So
as well.
you go from that to have them going, "Hey, I want to ride you."
Yeah, because mistletoe,
Also-
it's the house of love right there.
You have both sides of how deep they can get. Yeah, that's cool though.
I don't like how Futoshi is in like the 7th episode. He's like, a kisu. I don't even know I've never heard of what a kisu is. And then like 2 episodes ago, it was literally like the plantations are getting ready to operate on the kiss. Like,
yeah,
Oh,
that also confused me. Was that just a Japanese thing where the kissing they use for the plantations is pronounced differently?
Man,
Possibly.
I'm
Maybe.
not sure. I just know when that episode happened, I just had a giant cow about it, just saying like, this is just Trigger being Trigger. They do this a lot.
Yeah.
They miss the logistical issues of what they're introducing because then
I think they're talking about it in context of the plantations and in context of people.
Yeah, that's what I got from
he
that.
was like, I've never heard the word kiss before. And I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
we
critical
just
thing.
heard it, like,
And
2
the
days
I
thing
think
ago.
that
is-
could just be a translation error, or he could be he might have meant. I don't know what kissing is.
Yeah,
I think blame Crunchyroll for those subs.
yeah,
that's
for sure.
yeah, that's possible. It's just
Yeah, Crunchyroll subs aren't perfect.
we do have a
Yeah.
problem of like Hiro does acknowledge the connection between kissing with the mechanical versus kissing with 02, and then Ichigo also doesn't know what kissing is in general, even though she's the leader. So when she's asking about, wait, what's a kiss? She should have referenced back to the mechanical. And then Ikuno knows what kissing is in that episode. She's the one that explains it to the other kids. So there is some kind of information gap between the kids, and some people who should know don't know.
Well, no, Hero knows because 02 showed him.
Yeah, but the point is that he's also making the connection when he hears the word when they're explaining it from the machine aspect, right? So it means that the words sound the same in his language for him to make that connection.
You know, honestly, I could just believe it's Futoshi being an idiot.
Yeah,
Possibly.
I could get behind
maybe
that.
he was, maybe
Yeah.
he
It's like,
wasn't paying
kissing
attention.
isn't food. Why should he care?
That's literally what he said. That's actually what he said. He was like,
Wait,
"Is
did he?
kisu a type of food?" Yeah, he was.
I mean-
he was like, no. So like, Hito's like, "Oh yeah, you put your mouths together and like then you like do stuff." And then he's like, "Hey, what mouths are for stuff other than food?" And I was like, "Wow."
oh my god, yeah.
I mean, like that's
This world
totally
opened up.
fair. That's totally fair. Like these are the kids that don't go into the first floor because they've been told never to go into the first floor.
Yeah.
I like how episode 8, when they use the tape to split up the house, is like every other American sitcom ever. Like I don't know how it is in New Zealand, but like Skelly, like every other American sitcom has an episode where like either the
We
boy
only
or the
have your
girl-
sitcoms.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know. I don't know if there's something called
The only New Zealand one is about a bunch of doctors who probably all have AIDS because there was a plot point about one of them having AIDS.
Okay. Oh wait. So did they ride with 02 and get AIDS?
That's what happened to Hiro, or like some kind of. Look, the metaphor for
but
Hiro's
what
problem is
happened to
Look, man, Goro
STDs.
might want to get checked.
Yeah.
No, it's the other kid, Michiru. He's the one that needs to get checked. He might have some serious STD on him right now.
Yeah.
Why is everything about Mitsuru like stuck up? Like the way he looks is stuck up. The way he acts is stuck up, and his hair just has that aura of stuck up.
And
Because
it's
it is
literally stuck up. Yeah, it is
Yes.
stuck up.
Also, you can't judge the milkman. The milkman does what he wants.
Why
He's
is
Milk
like
Man.
the blonde lady from
That's because he's always drinking milk in the food scenes.
Oh,
Oh
Got it.
man, little
That's
details.
like how-
So many little details.
yeah. How do you remember all this shit? Like,
Because he really likes
mean,
the
that's
show.
pretty-
shit posted about it.
It's
Also,
really important.
I notice little things because I don't pay attention to the big stuff.
That's good. I like that. That's good. And like that's one thing I do enjoy about Franxx though. It has a lot of details woven into it. Like you could look at and pick out if you really wanted to try.
Franxx is definitely a thing where you have to watch. My problem with Franxx is that it's the type of show. Like I get it when I play Persona 5, is that like, you know, I don't want to play it like for 3 days straight because I kind of, so when I come back to it, it feels way better when I watch it.
Yeah. No. Franxx
Yeah,
honestly feels like something that should be watched weekly instead of binged all at once. Because like
Yeah,
I was
so, like,
I
feel
was
like
having a
if
hard
I
time
watch-
getting through it.
Yeah, so
But
like
no, it
that's
was
my
fun.
problem right now. Is that like I started it 3 days ago, literally. And I got through like the first 8 episodes, and I'm like, ugh, I don't really want to finish these last 2 episodes. I
No,
wanna
yeah, the
save it
same.
for tomorrow or after tomorrow. And
I
that's
feel
the
bad
problem.
Yeah. I
Like,
feel
it's the
bad
type
for
of
everyone who's
show-
gonna wait to finish.
Yeah, so like it's the type of show that like, you know, you
Gotta
watch,
digest.
like, you should watch 2 or 3 times in a row, like to catch everything that's happens in the episode. But I feel like, you know, it's kind of a waste because it's not the type of show that you can do that.
I also like all the theorizing that people like have done about the show on like message boards, so that's also like a part of it. That why you should watch it weekly.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that aspect of it too.
It's a good thing that Trigger didn't give it to Netflix like they did Little Witch Academia.
I'd actually die.
oh, speaking of giving it to things, I just watched the most recent dubbed episode, the one where they fight the big ass Klaxosaur, and
Mhm.
Yeah, the
Hero
printing
goes
press
through
one.
the like.
The one that smashes.
Yeah, the one that like turns into the battering ram, which
Yeah.
by the way was
No,
pretty
No, it's
bad.
literally a printing press because its class has the same name as the last name of the guy who made the printing press,
Yeah,
which is also
I
a type
know.
of earthquake.
Oh, that's what that's a reference to. Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah, anyways, I was watching the dub and it was kind of cringy. Not gonna
You can't.
like,
I mean,
like
you
near
can
the
still
end
do
when
it.
02 voice actor was screaming, I was just like, oh, okay, this is happening. I was
And
just,
lower
I was
the
just
volume
waiting
a
for it to
bit.
be over.
That's what you get once Funimation like is usually used to doing dubs for shows like after they air, but now they're doing weekly, so some of them just end up really terrible.
But
Yeah,
this
most
is
of
really this is good for the industry though. This is okay, TGC. This
Citrus.
What?
This is really
I
good for
didn't
the
hear what
industry,
you
though.
said.
You know, like it's better to have all this talent.
They should,
No, think
they
about
should,
it.
They should wait. No, they have to wait, man. I'm sorry.
No,
This
think
is
about
getting annoying.
think about the talent
What they
pool,
did-
though.
I'm
Think
still
about
mad
the-
about what they did to Shigaraki, okay? I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
still mad about what
okay,
they did.
that's fair.
What? I thought
That's-
his voice was wonderful, but
Shut up, Scott.
I don't.
shut up. I don't watch anime. I can't say anything.
Wait, clone. How is 02's voice in general though? Like, is she good? Because she's
Like-
she's like the star of the show. So
Yeah, she's the
Okay,
best girl,
so,
right?
Like in general, I like 02's voice. Like it fits. But like
Yeah.
that one scene where she's like screaming and then just like freaking out like when Hero's like dead or whatever. Like it, like her scream just didn't fit at all.
You know, like you never know. All right, maybe Japanese voice acting is actually just really terrible, and we can't tell because we're in American.
I say that all the time.
Yeah, that's very
All the
possible.
time. I have
Very
no idea.
possible. Man, I remember there was this one show. It was about Quiz Bowl. Yeah, it was a show about Quiz Bowl, like kids
Oh yeah,
taking
I
the
watched
quiz.
that. It was like fast finger first or something.
Yeah.
Fastest way. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, and I thought the main girl's voice, I was like, whoa, I'm digging this. I think, yeah, this is a cool voice. I've never heard this before. And then I saw everyone
Same.
commenting like, oh no, she sucks. This is the worst person I've ever heard. It's like, really? Oh no, man, she sounds
Same.
nice.
I
was
thought it was
weird.
interesting because it was so different from other female like leads in anime. But,
Yeah, right? It was so cool. And it's like, other people don't think so. I don't get it. I don't know. It
It's alright.
confuses
I'm with
me.
you on that one. I'm with you on that one.
Oh,
She sounded
Oh.
pretty cool.
wait, clone, really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the voice for 02 in the dub, Tia Ballard. I can understand why she's not that good in those scenes. She only does background voices for most anime.
Oh,
Like I
that's
checked
what
her
it is?
record.
Oh, so
Yeah.
she literally just got like.
Yeah,
a
she's
promotion? That's awesome,
getting-
man.
Yeah, she's been getting like main roles in like the new dubs Funimation has been doing. So I think that's explained.
I'm always up for.
The only comment
for
I can have on the
Funimation to
English
get
dub-
more what's it called.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, the only comment I can make on the English dub is I think the voice actor for Hero needs to take some Xanax or something.
I think it's all right.
Like, he is going to kill himself in the recording studio. That's what I'm hearing.
I want to hear Black Clover's main voice actor. That's the one I kind of want to hear.
It's not good. I couldn't.
Wait,
get
in the dub or the
The dub.
or-
I haven't heard the
It's
dub
not
yet.
good. It's no better than the Japanese.
Is he
Yeah.
screaming so loud it's clipping though? Like I want to know that he's screaming. I want to get that perfect kind
Oh,
of like.
he's screaming.
He screams, and it's.
I
I
it's very
understand. Is
cringy.
Funimation stupid or something though? Like Black Clover, everything that's wrong about Black, or like at least a good 20% of it. Everybody's complaining about Asa, and then like Funimation comes in, and they're like, "Well, we're gonna have him scream too, because that makes a lot of
Well, they
sense,
kind of
right?"
have to.
They had to.
They don't. They don't. You don't
No, they
have to
really
have him
do because that's
scream.
part of their licensing. Because like they have to. Say
Oh wait,
true.
no, they have to have him scream because then it wouldn't fit the lip flaps. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, there's also the possibility that the studio told them you have to maintain the hyperactivity. That's part of his character.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
That-
I'm saying.
Well, no,
And
I
if-
highly doubt it
Or
because
they could have just made him a mouth breather. Okay?
No, you. You can maintain his hyperactivity without having him literally scream into the microphone. But it does make a lot of sense that they have to make him scream because the lip flaps are always open.
Yeah.
Well, you have that, and then there's the fact that like when you're licensing something to like another company to dub it, you have to stay true to the original work. You can't like change it
It
up.
depends on what the but it does depend on what their contract with.
I'm pretty sure there's something in there about him screaming.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
There's
there's.
That
a
was the
specific
first line.
clause about,
Yeah.
okay, Asta has to scream.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, guys, same thing. The voice actor for Asta has done like just mostly background voices and supporting characters, so that might be the problem.
No, see, I'm still okay with this because this is how the process works for the Japanese voice talent, right? I'm okay with like guys from no names coming up. I think the only issue is if they go to really
that's
popular
what happened
series.
with Justin Briner, right? Justin Briner. I only had ever heard him
really
from.
knew.
I'd only ever heard him from like an abridged series, and then all of a sudden he was the lead in My Hero Academia, and I was like, damn, that's cool.
Yeah, good for them. That said, it is funny to see how the dubs are doing nowadays with the simul dubs.
Yeah, I mean, some of them end up really good because that new comedy series Takagi-san has a great dub actually.
Takagi-san?
It's the one about the girl who teases the guy all the time. It's like little short episodes like Nichijou.
Okay.
That has a
I
great
just
dub.
think
Oh
that
yeah, the guy who
Japanese
doesn't get the
studios
girls into
have
him.
to start
Yeah,
setting
yeah.
like entire synopses of seasons to American licensors because this is getting annoying. Where you just fucked up a voice really hard.
I mean, I think the dub for Darling in the Franxx, getting a little back on topic, is a solid dub. It's not great, like I think My Hero Academia is. Like, it's not on that level, but it's a solid dub. It's just there's a couple scenes where like the voice actors that they have just like aren't able to, you know,
Yeah, emote.
play the role properly. But for the most part, like it's solid. The voices fit the characters, and there's not really any cringe aside from like a few select scenes.
I hope they like redub it for the or get more time to redub it for the Blu-ray release at least.
That
They
feels
might.
like something. Yeah, that feels like something reasonable to do.
Yeah, they've done that before with a couple of their simuldubs that they released.
Did they?
Yeah, they did that with Boongo, and I know they did that with some parts of My Hero Academia because they changed some of the lines to sound less awkward. Because now they weren't on like a time constraint.
True. Yeah, like the main thing that I have is that like, you know, English and Japanese are two completely different languages, so like some phrases just don't translate well to English.
Yeah, and also like
awkward.
those like anime expressions where the characters like randomly being yelling after like something dramatic happens or something like embarrassing happens just doesn't translate well to English.
Not only that, but then you just got like the way that like the language of Japanese works just doesn't translate very well to English. Like it makes awkward sentences.
Yeah.
I mean, but these guys are professionals. They've been doing it for literally like 20 years now.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, like I said, I think they're doing a good job. It's just there's a couple things that I think could be a little better. That's just my opinion.
I mean, in general, the dubs are great now. We don't have, you know, the range that like bigger studios have in the anime community yet. But we're still doing pretty good. It's just that I'll probably never get into dubs anymore because I just find subs way better. But like I just like how, you know, like the dubs are good enough now so that like if an average American person were to like pick it up, they'd like.
Oh,
Some people are just against subs.
Actually, speaking of average American person and Darling in the Franxx, Joker, you put up a video the other day that was talking about a certain topic about a certain celebrity painting her hair in a certain color.
Oh yeah, that was a fantastic one.
Yeah, guys.
Who?
Joker, give us the intro,
Kanye
Joker.
West is so great. He introduces his wife to the best anime this season.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she posted 02 on her Instagram, didn't she?
Yeah, he's building the perfect waifu, the real life waifu. He's a good one. She said hair goals.
Yeah, speaking of that, I like how my 40-year-old coworker knew that I was watching Darling in the Franxx in the break room. She just randomly went up to me. She's like, "Oh, I'm watching that too."
What?
I mean, hey, that's a step forward. You know.
No, the more people that watch anime, the further back society goes.
True. Oh yeah. we're definitely
anyway.
We're definitely regressing, but let's regress together. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
all inclusive.
This lady looks like just like an average suburban mom, and I was just so shocked that she was like, "Oh, I watched that too."
I watched that with my kids, actually.
Oh my god. And that's like the worst show to get caught watching.
Hey, you don't have to teach your kids about sets. They're all gonna learn together with the cast. It's perfect.
Yeah, no need for the talk.
Hey kids, watch this. And there you go.
I mean,
that's a
is there do you guys like? Let's serious talk. Let's get totally serious. Let's put the laughs behind. Do you guys think this is actually going to cause a major upsurge in anything? Because you know people love following what celebrities do online, right?
Yeah. I think what I got from it.
Oh.
No, go ahead. You can.
Okay, I think for like a week we're gonna see a lot of people who don't watch anime on Instagram post some Darling in the Franxx stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna die off.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay, listen, like Darling in the Franxx is fucking good, but a lot of things that are fucking good have came out in like the last 10 years and no one's really gave a shit.
Yeah.
Look, anime is still a niche. Okay, you can be a celebrity and like it. All right, it's not a popular thing because it's not for everybody. The same way cartoons aren't for everybody because not everybody really gives a shit about cartoons.
Yeah.
The same way everybody doesn't give a shit about like sitcoms and like movie like TV shows that are like, I don't know, fucking CW, and not everybody gives a shit about Netflix.
Yeah, I think the big problem is, and this is kind of like something that I was talking about in the video I made, was that like my whole problem with it is that they're trying to spin it as because like Kim Kardashian posted a 002 pic that anime is like getting somewhere. Like it's going to be this huge thing because celebrities are outing themselves for being anime fans. But like the big problem with that is that anime isn't like an entire medium that everyone can get. Like the thing is because it's such a specific thing, it will never become widespread. It's not like for instance, you can say I like television, and that's like all encompassing. You know what I mean? Like you can like different things, or I like music. You know, when you start getting into the genres, not everyone's gonna like it. And anime is that type of thing. It's more so like a subcategory. So I don't think it'll ever blow up in the way these people are saying it's going to. I just think it's good in the sense that more people are going to find it and maybe give it a chance because they don't think it's like corny, or they don't think it's like.
I think the biggest problem with like everybody's is just like the perception that anime has had over like the last whatever years is that there's like animes for weird people who stick in their mom's basements and stuff.
Exactly.
Now it's
who
not
carry
that
katanas.
anymore.
I think the stigma is like going away a little bit.
Oh, without a doubt, that I agree with. Yeah.
Like I don't care about. Yeah, continue.
No, but like to bring that up, I feel like Darling in the Franxx is gonna be like one of those anime series people who don't watch anime use to make fun of people who do. Because of all the sexual,
because it's
like,
very
it's because of all the overtly sexual stuff. People are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, you just watch that for the titties."
Yeah, if anything, it does play into that stigma, right? It's like a bunch of like, wow, you guys watch it because of the over sexual, like I get that. So it does kind of suck that that's the one that everyone's gravitating to right now. But at the same time, I think there might be some like good out of it when they see that, hey, there are some really well thought out things that they're trying to get across in this show. But yeah, a lot of people are just gonna look at the tits and asses and be like, hey, look at that, you're weird, haha.
Or no, we're gonna get some feminist article that's gonna talk about why the robots have titties or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna write that. I'm gonna write that before.
Like, we're totally screwed. This is one reason that like animation never go mainstream. Like look at everything that like games are getting nowadays.
Oh my god,
that would be fucking disgusting. If like, imagine how much shit feminists could pull out of like the anime, any anime.
Yeah, honestly.
Like articles would be written.
And it's also the thing where Japan is just like the opposite of like America, at least, where we're okay with like hyper violence, but like we're not okay with sexuality. Japan centers violence, but they're okay with sexuality because it's just like an average thing for them.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want that to die out because like then like American media is like so restrained sometimes.
Oh, for sure. Like. And I think Darling in the Franxx is a huge testament to that because it is so weird here. But, in Japan, I'm sure, the points that they're making are a lot less awkward because it's so much more explored, and I would never see a show so overtly be like this way if it was produced here. It wouldn't work. Just because it's so...
Because everyone would be afraid of, like, all the hypersexuality or offending someone by accident.
Exactly. It would never get an okay. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Exactly.
It's kind of like one of the best parts of the show, too, so, like...
Yeah, it is. That's the sad part.
Like, at the end of the day, if people get offended by almost anything nowadays, so just do what you want to do.
Like, I get offended... Even though it's not really offending anybody, I get offended about a lot of shows because they're shit, they're bad shows.
Yeah, I get offended too when I watch something and it's a waste of time. It's like, bro, come on.
Thanks for that. Yeah, that's a good reason to get offended though.
30 minutes of my life I'm never getting back.
When a show's just so shit that actually offends you, that it like makes you want to hate anime.
Oh, every anime. That's just like.
Every anime.
The human race was a mistake.
Yeah, I actually don't know like the feeling of watching bad anime for a while now because I've just been going.
No. Want a really bad anime to watch that's airing right now? Watch Katana Maidens.
That's why I can't do seasonal anime, dude.
Sounds
I'll
sounds
just
like a
end up
gem.
killing myself every single time.
No,
Man.
it's literally like badly animated cute girls fighting CG centipedes. Like that's the whole show.
But you see, like, I'm sure someone sat down, they did the market analysis, and they realized, yeah, there's at least 20% of the population that's going to want to buy this. I'm so sure. I'm so sure the Blu-ray sales are going to be amazing. Sucks.
Since the ancient time, the Kanagi priestesses have used the swords or okatana.
Yeah, that one.
Right,
That actually, I watched 3 minutes of the episode, then I skimmed through it, and then I was like, I'm not watching this. I was offended. I was like, why? Why did this exist? Who asked for this?
Those are the type of animes I live for. Those are the ones. Because I just hate myself, so I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's find something.
I like how everybody was shitting on Evil or Alive last season, and then Joker comes out on a video about how he likes it.
Yeah.
I feel like it was funny too because like when I did that, everyone was like, "Oh, I'm gonna give that a chance," and I'm like, "Have fun with it. Do what you gotta do."
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you gotta watch those things because you never know. I don't think I've ever regretted watching an anime. I've definitely had anime that I didn't like, but I always get something out of it, even if I just trash on it. You know, at least you're a little bit better of a person afterwards.
Well, I'm like
I can
slice of
think
life
about
trash.
an
So
anime that I've wasted my time of.
yeah. Well, like,
guess
I only watch Darling in the Franxx because I only read romance, really.
Oh,
Mhm.
really?
Yeah.
That's totally fair.
Which, by the way, I do hope that they get a lot more developed in the romantic sense.
Yeah,
Actually-
that's also interesting. Yeah.
Speaking of that, guys, do you think we're going to have a love child somewhere in this house?
Yes. Yes, the
No.
milkman is gonna make a baby with Kokoro.
Oh man,
No,
I don't
it's
want
got,
that. I feel so
No.
bad.
it's got to be her boy.
Why would you subject Kokoro to something like that, man?
Dude, she's doing it on her own. Like, the
I
hints are
know
there.
that's the worst part.
I can't remember who posted it, but then someone posted a screenshot. I think it was Skelly, or like she was standing next to Mitsuru instead of Fatty. I don't know his name.
Fatty, can that be
Yeah.
it?
I'm not-
Fatoshi.
I'm not going to lie. Like, I do find it interesting that they're playing up, like, the relationship between those two. I want nothing of it. I'd rather she stick with her fat boy. But
Yeah.
it's like, all right, it's cool that they have friendships outside of their pairs, as much as I hate it.
Yeah, but it gets a little weird. Like it feels kind of dirty. I don't know.
Right? Right? It doesn't feel
I'm like,
right.
stop. I'm like,
And the
stop
gr-
fucking your boys. Why are you doing this every time?
Yeah.
It's
Like,
it's like
no,
when
no,
they
here's
get
the
that
thing.
when they get into one of the Franxx, it's like, yo, so I can't go 100% because you were with Mitsuru the other day.
Hey,
Yeah.
no. Just remember, Ikuno gets her high scores by imagining that
That she's right. She's
Mitsuru-
being ridden by Ichigo.
Oh, don't do that.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Don't
remember,
do that.
Mikuno is the one that's saying that it's disgusting whenever she connects with Mitsuru that she doesn't want to be reminded of it. Like, this girl is hard and that she hates this kid.
Oh my god.
Oh man,
Wouldn't
who wouldn't hate him though? Like, did you hear all that trash he was talking when he was like riding fucking when he was riding 02? He was like, "Yeah, man, I'm never gonna have to go back to Ikuno again, bro.
Yeah, that
I'm
shit
the
was
best."
weird. It was so weird. I don't know.
And then
It
she
seems
tore him
like that.
apart. It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I know. That was man. She gave him the ride of his life.
Oh, yeah.
Listen,
Broke his ribs.
Well,
yeah. When I saw him, I was like, I would have liked to have been in his shoes. That's fine. That's an equal trade off.
to be fair, that guy's basically the blonde girl from Little Witch Academia, where he's just like a total bitch, but then they get like warmer as the show goes on.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually,
Oh, man.
like, I could see why the two of them were paired together, Mikuno and is he Milk Boy? Is that what he is, Skelly?
Yeah.
Oh yes, I can see why they're paired together. Like both of them have obsessions with the other main characters. I get it. Everyone's
Are you
quiet.
talking
Now.
about Mitsuru's obsession with?
Yeah, he has an obsession with Hiro, and then Mikuno has the obsession with Ichigo.
True.
Okay, but here's the thing, though, right? Like Mitsuru's obsession isn't healthy. I'm all
Yeah.
cool with Ikuno like having a huge crush on Ichigo. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's fine, all right. You know, like
I don't know,
if you're
man.
gonna be gay, be a girl and be gay.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think. I'm not sure it's very healthy that you have to imagine that the person who's violating your mind is this other girl just to make it feel slightly better.
I mean, whatever makes it work, right?
Yeah, but it's just like I
Whatever makes
feel
the day
bad
go
for
by
her,
fast.
right? Like I just feel bad for her.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You know, wait, you guys know the best scene between Mitsuru and Ikuno was like at the beach when she pulled out the book and then Mitsuru was like, "Oh, you're gonna read," and then he started talking about how Hiro, like yesterday he was like dying, but now he's like all happy. Then Ikuno was like, "I'm not talking to you," and then he was like, "Oh, I'm talking to myself," you know? Like, that
Yeah,
was savage.
that's
That
the
was savage.
relationship.
She was like,
That's
"Leave."
that's a relationship. They're so detached from each other that it's just like whatever.
They're
She's got
like
an
a
inferiority complex like a mile wide.
They're like a couple that doesn't want to get divorced, that just has to stay together.
Yep,
just
that's
because of a
exactly.
reason.
That's exactly. Right.
Oh,
Like, it's worse than some other couples that don't want to get divorced because if they get divorced, they die. Like,
oh yeah.
True.
Huh. I do wonder though, like back onto that child topic, we know that Kokoro has the book about child rearing, I think, or your first child. How long
Yeah.
will it take before she starts reading that?
Immediately, she already had. I bet she already read it.
She's already read it, dude. She picked it up like 2 episodes ago.
Yeah,
Well,
probably
she doesn't-
halfway through it.
Yeah, she keeps
She-
it on.
no, she was
first
talking
and
about how
fourth.
babies are made, but she didn't want to say babies because then everyone would know she's got a book she's not supposed to have.
Yeah. You know, she's all educated up about those sex positions, man. You know.
The birds
Well,
and the bees, you know.
I guess
that play
what
with the flowers.
I guess what I was expecting for her to have like a bigger existential crisis about it. So I'm just kind of waiting to see that, you know?
Okay,
No,
that's
dude,
true.
that entire book is about top 10 sex positions that you're.
That's not what the book is about.
That your
I-
man is that,
Pictures
that
provided.
your
and
man is too embarrassed to ask.
everything.
No, man, I think that book's about how to take care of a
Raising a
child. Yeah, like how to
Yeah.
take care of a child,
It's
what you
called
have to do.
raising your first child.
Oh, excellent, yeah. I think that's going
How
to
do,
be
you
the
get, how
one.
do you get to that step? How do you get to that step, Skelly?
They're going to skip it
Before you
over.
leave that child.
They're going to be like,
Yeah,
hey,
I mean,
when you
I
love
wouldn't
someone,
want to see sex positions in a book called "Raising Your First Child."
Yeah, no, not at all.
That's definitely a little too weird. Yeah.
then again,
I
it's
think
it,
her whole thing is that
go ahead,
it's like
Alibaba.
that. Yeah, I think her whole thing is that even in the one episode, Hiro said that they have everything laid out for them. Like they have caretakers, but they're invisible. Like they just only lay out their food and everything. So I think it's supposed to be like the love that they lack. Like she's like knowing how people treat each other, like how normal people treat other people, like nurturing.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
That's
so
yeah.
like
That's
obviously, so like I want to like segue it to something else. So obviously, the show has like 2 routes that it can go. It can either like spend the next 7 episodes developing the entire cast and like everybody gets like their own little mini arc and it's cute and everything, or we can like actually go with the plot because it doesn't have enough time left in the show for it to choose either or.
At
Like
least in
you
the
either
first half.
go with, or you can't like in the first half, but like you either have to save this this point in which I'm pretty sure all of us are agreed that it's eventually they're gonna start rebelling, right?
yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It really depends on how quickly we get to the Grand Crevice, or it
Yeah.
depends if they want to expose the existence of the Klaxosaurs. Like they want to say what they actually are.
Yeah, so like would you say that that's more likely than not to happen?
Well, yeah. I can't really imagine them not delving into that. Hero and 002 are definitely gonna, go down that path.
So that's what
So I
I'm
can't-
saying.
Yeah, I can't imagine them just seeing the truth and being like, yeah, let's keep doing it.
Yeah, so that's like what I'm saying. Like, So this entire thing is like they have like Trigger and A1 have a choice right now. It's like you either go with this, like you develop every character and it's cute and it's kind of like slice of life and but like with fucking mechs in it.
Mhm.
Either has both have good but if you go with the plot immediately, you're probably gonna get a better story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
I'm
no
just
faith
afraid-
in. I have no faith in Trigger doing that though. Nothing Trigger's done gives me any kind of confidence that they're gonna go story.
Yeah.
That's why we just pray that A1 is on their shit with this, and hopefully.
I think they're going to go full character interaction and jam the story at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's definitely
like
a lot more
classic.
likely.
yeah. That smells like Trigger, but it depends on how much
so
faith
like
they have.
basically this is we're all hoping that they don't do that, but this is what we all think is gonna happen.
Well, it depends, man. If they give us like one bit of the mystery in each episode and still have it focused around the kids, I think that's a good compromise. But if they just do stupid episodes for no reason that go nowhere, then it's going to be kind of annoying, I think, when you look back and you're like, well, they could have had time to do this if they just reorganized events or something.
This is kind of like the problem with watching week to week is that like you worry about how hard they can possibly fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Like when I sit down to watch this, I'm like, oh, they're doing comedy today. Oh, this isn't going to be that important. And it just goes from there whether or
I
not
think
it's going to be
important
good.
to like focus on like Goro and Goro and Ichigo's like relationship stuff, like to have these to make these characters feel like characters. Like a lot of anime, you just don't feel like these people are people. Like I'll be one of the first to admit, like Gunnar Lagann, no one, Kamita kind of doesn't feel like a person.
Well, I think that's the
And
point. He's
especially-
supposed to be like a symbol.
Yeah, he's like an
Well,
idea,
yeah,
right?
But
I get what you
he's
mean.
An idea, but like Simone is kind of like the only person.
No, I definitely
Like,
get
Mia
that.
didn't-
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like who I was like the red haired girl. Sometimes she just doesn't feel. She just feels a cardboard cut.
I mean, there were
She doesn't even
moments.
have enough screen time to be like her own person. She doesn't even. She's like Mia's like she tries, but she's just not.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, episode 9 with the whole Goro and Ichigo thing, like really like, I think maybe like Goro as a character a lot more before. Because
Oh,
then I was like, he was just a nice guy before, but then I was like, oh, he's actually like a great guy. He's like the best bro.
Yeah, man. Like I really enjoyed
What a
Goro
guy.
from the beginning because he was just like he was always so accepting of Hiro and just allowing him to go off with his partner. He seemed like a really good friend from the very get go. So like this episode just really sold me on it. Like Goro is like the person that if he dies, I'm gonna really hurt about it.
I thought he was gonna die, and then
Yeah.
Like, if Goro dies, the show dies with him. Honestly, I'm just dropping out.
Yeah, man. If Goro dies,
I'll
if
double
Zero
down.
Two dies,
if 02 dies, the show's over.
yeah.
I like how he's not like every other Glasses anime character where he's just like no bullshit. Like Ichigo's obviously no bullshit.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, but he's like a lot more chill. He's like, yeah, you guys can have fun, but Ichigo's like, he's like the opposite of Ichigo, where Ichigo's like no bullshit at all.
Yeah.
Kind of similar to that guy from Toradora.
Yeah.
The one who like
Yeah,
tried
that
his
guy.
Yeah.
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 I also like that he's very emotionally competent. Like he doesn't get thrown off by things like jealousy, right? Like you could have a very easy plot line or like caricature of this guy that just gets bothered whenever the girl that he likes is doing weird things with the other guy. But he handles everything in stride.
Mhm.
It's just neat to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like how after he got out of the what's it called, the Klaxosaur, he was like, you know what, I love you. Like I don't want any more regrets. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, that was perfect. I
Yeah.
think that
Yeah, because if they
She
kept
didn't
like
say no.
teasing us with that bullshit, I would have like dropped the show.
yeah.
It would have
would've
been
just
so
been boring.
annoying.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a huge
Yeah.
make or break moment, especially since they're definitely hinting to these like major secrets all the characters are going to start spilling. I think this was the first step forward in showing that these characters are definitely going to start, letting these things out.
And it shows that the characters aren't like complete idiots,
Exactly. Yeah, definitely.
Like in any other anime, he would be like, "Oh wait, I don't think I should say it to her because she might like Hero." But he was like, "No, I don't. I already almost died. I don't want any more regrets." Like that's a
Yeah.
normal reaction to have.
Especially the part where what threw me off and what made me really happy was the hair clip part, where
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh, you picked it up," and he's like, "No, I made this for you." Like that was a really good moment because he could have just been like, "Yeah, I picked it up.
Yeah,
you
in
know?
any other anime, he would have been like, "Oh wait, nah, like she still likes Hero." I should
Yeah,
back
exactly.
off.
Like, no, this is the same
Yeah.
one. He was like, no, this one, I've been holding this, and by the way, I love you. And that was just like a huge moment, I feel like. So I
Yeah.
Like, if
definitely
this-
agree.
Well,
Like,
you
if-
just spoiled the next episode for me.
Yeah, like if this
Well,
happened
it's-
episode,
sorry,
like if
buddy.
this happened episode 20, I'd die.
I mean, by that doesn't happen. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Keep watching.
Why are you okay? No. TGC. Why are you like in charge of a podcast for
Yeah.
Darling in the Franxx if you haven't watched the newest episode?
Because that's funny. That's funny.
That's
funny.
That's his quirk.
It's like
just
I don't
funny
watch
that way.
anime and I watched it.
Because we were supposed to start this at 1 o'clock, so I was like, well, I'll keep playing Persona 5
You
until
definitely said
12.
12:30 this entire
Yeah.
time.
No, I said 12:45 to 1. And then Trip's like, hey guys, I arrived an hour early from work. And I'm like, fuck Trip.
Yeah, it's great. Anyway, back to Darling in the Franxx.
I think the only couple that doesn't need development is Zorome and Miku.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they seem
Because
really
they've
well
had a
adjusted.
pretty good B plot the whole way through.
Yeah, like they get developed on the side. Like I understand those two characters really well. I look at them and it's like, yeah, I can see why you guys are together. You're both stubborn, you're both hard-headed. And Zorome is actually pretty clever. Like you saw in the recent episode how he just kind of like slinks away when he notices that the girls are about to fight. It's like, nah, man, I'm out. I'm out. I'm not getting into this.
Yeah, like I really like how they're doing this. Like, hey, so we're gonna how they're taking that perspective with Miku and Zorome, like this slow burner. It's like, yeah, they're kind of developing feelings for each other over time. It's like you're gonna just like you know they're gonna end up together because they're paired together. But like like it's cute because it's very gradual. It's kind of like a Young Justice feel if Young Justice had good character development.
No, it's like they're both tsunderes where they both like want to be the best at what they're doing. Like they both try to outdo each other, but then they like secretly love each other. Because like in the episode when Miku almost passed out, Zorome was like, "Oh, I'm so glad you're still alive."
Yeah.
It wasn't like,
Yeah.
"Oh wait, no, I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't care." You know, he was like, actually, like I was actually worried about you were gonna die or something."
Yeah.
Yeah, like he also knows how to get on her nerves. That's like an indication of how much he understands the girl. I really enjoy seeing them.
Like Ikuno and Mitsuru are like the divorced couple, and then Miku and Zorome are like the old married couple that have just been together for like 80 years.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even with the Ikuno couple, like, sorry, what?
Kokoro and Futoshi are definitely like the
I think they're the weakest so far of the four couples. They're the weakest.
Oh, what is
Yeah.
it? They have the same sync ratio as the team which specifically had the guy going Mitsuru and Ikuno. Yeah, they have the same sync ratios.
I feel like
Oh,
Futoshi.
interesting.
I feel like Futoshi and Kokoro are like the couple that's too good to be true. Like we're gonna see
Yeah.
some cracks in the relationship.
Like because from what we've seen from their small interactions, we know Futoshi really likes her, and like they're the ones that are copying 02 and Hiro the most, so they're the ones
Yeah.
most likely to have that baby. I'm pushing for it, guys. I'm pushing for it so
I
hard.
don't think Futoshi's being involved in this, but all right.
I want him to be. If there's gonna be a
Agreed.
baby, it has to be his.
Well, I feel like I agree with like what Skelly said before in the Discord, where it was. I feel like they're gonna be okay for right now, but I feel like as it goes on, they're gonna show how there are cracks in their relationship and how they don't really trust each other, or how like one of them's putting in too much work while the other one doesn't really care.
Hmm.
Because Kokoro just seems like the person who would just bend over backwards for everybody. Like she's too nice. Like she doesn't want to state her own opinion.
Yeah, well, Futoshi's the person who like got on his knees to apologize for the girl.
Yeah.
So one's bending over backwards and the other one's bending forwards. I think they're gonna be just fine.
True.
I don't know. I'm worried.
Just remember, he's
'cause-
the one who said something so embarrassing. Even Zorome looked awkward about it.
Yeah, that's adorable. I don't know, man. I want them to have a happy life. But they're probably the ones who are gonna get broken the most. Like I can see them like really just going through the ringer. Like one of them's gonna be covered
They're
in
gonna
blood. Yeah, it's gonna be horrible. Maybe impaled right through the
oh,
abdomen.
Trip, dude, calm down.
No, like they're gonna die. Zorome, or no, not Zorome. Futoshi,
Futoshi.
Fatty, and Girl, they're gonna die. I'm calling it right now.
Wait, who's
I'm
dead?
afraid because like somebody's gonna have a bad
Nobody's
time in
dead.
the
I'm
show.
saying, I forgot her name, but Fatty and his partner, they're gonna die. I'm calling it right now. They're gonna be the first death. Whenever it happens.
I also feel that because like they're the too good to be true. Like both
Exactly.
of them are here. Yeah.
I think they're too good to be true, which is why they're going to break up.
No, they're gonna die.
I feel like they're gonna die.
How about they break up and then die?
How about they
No, I
break
feel
up?
like-
Evil.
I feel like they're gonna pilot, and then they're not gonna have like that much trust in each other because of like a fight that happened recently. They're gonna die because of that.
How
Oh, that's
about
spicy.
how about only the fat boy dies, and then Kokoro goes to seek refuge in the arms of Mitsuru, and then that's how that whole
Boom.
thing gets tied up.
We did it. We did it. We finished the season.
Oh god.
You don't even need to watch the rest of the show. We already know how it ends.
Yeah.
This,
So, and then so like what? Ikuno ends up with Ichigo, and then
Goro just dies alone because you're a piece of shit.
Yo, Goro is a bro. He deserves a happy ending. He's a
Okay,
bro.
no. Okay, guys, we know what's gonna happen. So Trigger and A1 obviously have plans for this beyond this. Anyway, the sequel series is gonna be Ichigo and Goro's kids and Zero Two and Hero's kids playing soccer against each other because they're gonna have a soccer team of kids.
What? What are you
who's
on
gonna be the
about?
soccer mom?
Oh, so it's gonna be
Yes.
like Haikyuu, but except with soccer.
Exactly.
Yes.
that's the natural progression of this series. I get it.
Go from
Yeah.
fighting like Klaxosaurs to playing soccer.
Yeah.
Yes.
You traded one health for the
Have
other.
you not seen the hints? Just remember, what the kids are doing other than Hero constantly is just playing soccer. That's what the guys are doing.
Wow.
That's what they do in their free time.
Yeah, Hiro
And
gets
Hero's
to
the
like
one
cuddle.
training.
Well, no, he gets to cuddle 02 whenever he wants. Like that's just what they do.
I'm talking
You-
about early in the season.
Oh yeah, okay,
It's like,
yeah. In that point,
he's
yeah,
the one training on his own while the other
Yeah.
guys are playing soccer.
yeah. He's training how to guide butts
just-
properly.
Well, no, Mitsuru goes into the what's it called, the greenhouse to take his meds.
Oh yeah, to do pill
cry.
popping. That's right. Yeah, he pill pops
Yeah,
in the greenhouse.
He goes in there. He goes in there to cry and listen to Fall Out Boy.
Oh man. Oh, and it's really appropriate because they're living in a fallout.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
And then when Mitsuru
Okay,
comes
so
in,
I
he's
wanna
like,
play a game, right?
"Leave."
What?
If you had to choose one of like the 5 main casts to die, so like one out of Goro, Hiro, Ichigo, and 02, which one has to die?
That's not 5. Give us a 5th one so I can kill them.
Agreed.
So wait, I have to choose one to die?
Yeah, so
Yeah, no, he
choose
said
one
out of
to
5,
die
but he's
of
only
those
said 4. So I'm waiting for the 5th one so I can kill them.
Okay, no, just those 4.
Okay, I'm gonna pick 02 because then
the
02. Oh
The Raiders.
Naruto is not allowed to die.
no! Listen, if
No.
I'll pick 02 because if she dies, then it's gonna turn into just the biggest shit show of the world. We're gonna see people drop like flies. It's gonna be hilarious. Like right there, everyone's plans go awry. The guys who are watching them are gonna be like, "Shit, we just lost our like secret weapon." The kids at the plantation are gonna be picked off one by one because 02
The
is
show
the
gets
most
cancelled
competent.
because they lose their waifu.
Yeah,
exactly.
people are gonna have
Like
massive
the entire
rebellions.
series.
Literally, the only reason why I watch this show is for 02.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm not.
I
against
watch it because 02 bullies Ichigo.
If 02 dies, is it a Kamino moment? Do we lose the Kamino of the show?
No.
No,
No, she's so much more than the Kamina.
no, she's
no.
like she's the heart and soul.
Who?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
Kamina and
guys
She
don't
was a hard
understand.
Like if she dies,
Yeah,
I'll
no,
stop
she's-
watching the show.
she's that little hamster thing. That's always there. She's the heart and soul of the series.
No, you guys don't understand. 02 is gonna make money for them because of the figure sales. They
Oh,
already
sure.
announced a couple figures for her. Like I
Yeah.
even want a figure of 02. 02 looks cool.
I just
I mean,
want the
she's
China robots on
definitely gonna die though.
No.
I feel
I
like
believe-
she might die at the end.
100%. We are not getting out of this series with her alive at the very end.
Yo, you know how Fairy Tail was power of friendship? This is power of love.
I don't know, man.
I thought this was the power of sex.
What's the difference?
What's the difference?
It's the power
There
of
you
the
go.
difference.
love.
Okay.
I don't know. They give too many of those bat shots of her. She's gonna leave
Yeah.
us soon. It's
So
It's
So no one
inevitable.
wants to go Goro or Hiro or Ichigo. I was assuming all.
I'd go
of these should-
Ichigo purely
Oh, no, I
because
want Ichigo dead.
it's like the ultimate bullying. It's like being dead.
What if 02's the one that offs her? That'd be pretty hardcore. I'd be into
I'll
that.
take it.
Honestly,
Oh.
I'd love it because I watched this show because 02 bullies Ichigo so much.
Oh my god.
I love how Zero Two is just a bitch to Ichigo. She's like, yeah, I kissed him first.
Yeah, she's like the worst. Well, she's like the worst in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ichigo is the worst.
Dude, 02.
Ichigo is okay. She was annoying at first, but now she grew on me.
I mean, I like her, but out of the 4 you mentioned, she's got to go. Goro can't die. He's not allowed to die.
Yeah.
02.
Hiro is automatically not allowed to die. Okay, so in terms of impact of the story, if Hiro were to die, what do you guys think would happen?
I don't know, man. Like, he's not that impactful. He's just 02's best buddy. Like, he's just...
I agree with
He's
that.
He's also like the dude who's pretty much the unsung leader of that group, though.
He's the messiah
I mean-
for that group, for sure. But...
He's
Like
just-
everybody, obviously Goro and Ichigo are like the leaders, but like everybody knows that Hiro is like way more important than them.
I don't know. I feel more impact from flashback Hero than I feel from actual Hero right now, especially with the slice of life episodes.
I'm feeling the slice of life episodes show Hiro learning how to love. Like, it's a lot slower than what Flashback Hero does, because Flashback Hero is someone who's 100% confident in who he is,
Uh-huh.
whereas current Hero is trying to learn about something he's never heard of before.
Well, also, like, you have to like bring up that Hiro also was the first one to talk about how when they're piloting the Franxx, the girls are the ones suffering the most. So then everyone's like, yeah, we should work hard to protect them.
Aww.
So he's not a complete dumbass.
Yeah.
No, he's not. He's not. It's just his screen time. I think he's one of those characters that does need a little bit more screen time. Just because he doesn't seem that
It's weird
impactful
'cause he's,
anymore.
like, kind of the main character of the show.
I think they had a missed opportunity to explore his depression more, because that would have been interesting.
For sure.
Yeah, I think they were like, I felt like like they introduced the depression and then automatically it just went away.
Yeah.
Like he meets Zero Two and he's like, oh,
I mean,
again.
hey, you know what? She cured everyone's depression, so understandable.
Mhm.
02 cured my depression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
I mean, without a
This
doubt,
was
Zero
the
Two is the
savior
best
of
girl
it.
of the season.
Gee, yeah.
Zero Two made Kim Kardashian likable.
And there it is.
Okay, so
Okay,
there's
so let's go to all right.
yeah, go for it, TGC.
All right, so like the last one because no one wants to talk about it. If Goro were to die,
Oh god, I'd actually like not watch the show anymore. I'd boycott it.
Everyone dies out of depression except
Yeah,
02.
we
'cause
die with
02
him.
I think
Yeah.
Goro dying actually has like a bigger impact than Zero Two dying.
Eh,
Yeah, because it makes Ichigo worst girl again.
Yeah.
I
Because
feel like
Goro-
if Hiro dies, it's gonna be stronger because he like kind of inspires everyone in the group. So
it depends how they
He's the
play
one
it off.
everyone likes. No, he's the one everyone likes.
Okay, but you as the viewer wouldn't give a shit that as much if Hiro were to die, but you would. I'm pretty sure everybody would care more if Goro died than if Hiro died.
Yeah.
I would care.
Yeah.
Especially after the last
There's
episode.
no reason for 02 to stick around. She's like, all right, on to the next. And then when
What if-
02 leaves, I leave.
what if like Trigger tries to pull a fast one and like kills 02 at the mid-season finale, like to give what's it called Hiro another depression arc?
No,
Oh.
I'd be pissed.
Give him
What's
an
wrong with
entire
you?
Simone
Why would you
arc?
suggest
No.
that?
I mean, it seems like something they would do.
No.
Yeah,
It would work better if they did it with like Goro, because then they would actually be able to carry the plot.
Oh,
I mean, it would be ballsy. It would be ballsy. for
I-
sure.
Also,
feel like-
like actually, that's a pretty good idea. What does Goro live for anymore? Like now that he's confessed his love, he has no regrets.
True.
Yeah.
They are setting that up.
Oh shit, death flags.
Look,
I don't know, man. I think like he can just live a
say
he-
no. Just
No,
say
Goro
He
has to
doesn't-
live for Ichigo's sake. Like,
yeah. I think he can just live in the background. I think he's gonna become like Hiro is now. He's just gonna kind of sink into the background as the other characters get their little mini episodes.
I mean, we'll really see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of the other
But like,
characters,
you
Out
have
of
to
those
bet on
four,
one.
I choose the fifth character who you haven't mentioned yet.
okay.
Out of
Skelly.
those four, I
We can
choose
die.
Goro.
Sorry, did you say something? Sorry, TGC.
I said out of this four, I'm gonna choose Goro because honestly, that would piss me off the most if he died, but also it would have the biggest emotional impact on everybody.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on.
Anyway.
I want to go to Zorome, like, because he's being built up to really. Well, they keep showing that he really likes the idea of being adult. So I want to ask you guys, how hard do you think his world's gonna get shattered? Because I'm picturing that this kid's gonna have the worst realization when they tell him the truth, or when they find out the truth.
Especially with how behind the is. Like, he's so excited to protect, this world that's gonna probably kill him. So hopefully, we see some good character development out of that.
Is he gonna pull a Bundoka Magica when he finds out that his world is fucked up? Just kill everyone on his team.
Oh my god!
He's gonna be like, we don't have a reason to live, so we're all gonna die eventually, so why suffer? So he's just gonna kill everyone in the team.
I'm down for that. That's cool.
If there was ever a
he's
time,
gonna be like the second most against Papa, like after 02.
Oh yeah, he's passionate enough.
I do think if there was ever a time to believe in Miku, I think it's gonna be here. She's gonna have to be the one that's gonna save him from the depression episode and like get him back up to full on hate mode for Papa.
Yeah.
No, because Miku also kind of has that realization.
Is coming up.
Sorry, but I missed both of what you said.
No, Skelly, you go first.
We made the same point because Miku's depression episode's coming up because she saw what happened to. Well, she saw the state of the previous people at their plantation.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like I think she's coming to the realization that they're not going to reach adulthood first.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I would like to see that more explored with Miku.
I like how they just never explored that wing of the the orphanage. They just never explored that wing to find the other rooms.
Look, man, there's a lot of stupid things going into that. Man, like, I don't care. Those adults are the incompetent thing in the world. The most incompetent. Like, why would you just put tape in front of a door and think that's going to protect anything? Why wouldn't you clean out the room? Why wouldn't you burn it? Like,
yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah. It literally was just a caution.
I mean, I think they expect their indoctrination works well enough where they'll just listen.
But they were a test group, dude. That doesn't even make it. They literally, it's like they're literally a different group than every other group.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, I think they're a test group or a hastily put together one because the other ones just got slaughtered.
Well, they're definitely a test group because the guys made specialized Franxx just for them. Like, they put in resources. That's not hastily made. Like, we don't know the manufacturer.
No, they were put together as in one plantation, hastily. So that's what the other plantation
Okay,
said.
fair. Yeah. But, like, again, like, you consider the Franxx have been made for these kids, and the Franxx seem to be modeled after some of their facial features. Like, that feels like they had this planned relatively over a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even the other plantation, their faces are the faces of the Franxx.
But all those Franxx look the same, right?
No, the faces were different. At least the bits that we could see.
Okay.
Because they did have those
different
masks
eyes.
on. Yeah.
They had different eyes. That's about all I can say about it.
Okay, but like you consider Ichigo's Franxx, it has hair covering her right eye, right? Like that's a design detail that the other Franxx don't have for sure, right?
Yep.
So I just consider things like that. I don't know. I see that someone put time to make that to their specifications. That seems like that's a bit of a time investment.
Well, I was thinking that, like because the Franxx is it's kind of like basically her body. She's the rider and he's the pilot. I thought that was the reason, but then I thought back to Squad 13, no, Squad 26,
26.
and how like they literally just all look the same. So
Yeah.
it's definitely confusing. They haven't explained it enough. I don't even think it really requires much of an explanation. They
Oh
could
yeah, no,
go the
I
entire
agree.
series without even talking about it, and I wouldn't really give that much of a
I
shit.
wouldn't. Yeah, I don't expect that much from Trigger. I know what to expect, man. Like, Little Witch Academia was just like one of the worst rides for me when it came to like logistics.
Oh yeah, same. I mean, I still enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, I really enjoyed it too, but it was just one of those things I love to just complain about it. And
What are we talking about
You know,
right
just
now?
remove the main cast. Just put in the blonde girl. It's like I don't give a shit about the rest of it.
yeah. Oh man, actually, speaking of
what?
Little Witch Academia, there was
Okay, all right.
Speaking of Little Witch Academia, going back to like the characters or the side characters getting their episodes, I really hope that all the side characters get their episodes. Because in Little Witch Academia, there was a problem where everyone except Jasminka got their side episode, and so you had the
I
odd
don't
one
give
out.
a shit. Every single side episode was the stupidest thing of all time. Every single side episode was bad. That's the truth. I'm sorry, man.
For Little Witch?
Little Witch Academia was like trash when it came to like having these, like what was the Poison Girl's name? Her side episode is literally makes me want to kill myself.
Her side episode was supposed to be an artistic showcase. That's pretty much what her side episode became. Because it was like the one that had all the weird animation styles going into it, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, the only thing I'm trying to say is that I would hope that there isn't this obvious scenario where one pair of characters doesn't get any attention. And right now, it looks like Kokoro and her boy are going to be the ones that are going to have that treatment done to them.
I mean, we still got 17 episodes left, man. You know, this could go up to 27. Let's be honest. We still got like 18 episodes left, dude.
No, I checked. It's 24. So the mid-season finale is going to be episode 12.
How much is it confirmed for?
24 episodes.
Yeah, so we got three
okay,
more of
alright.
this half.
Yeah.
So I think I'd go with one more slice of life-ish thing, which I would give to Fatoshi and Kokoro.
I just hope none of the episodes are going to be like a recap, because that'll actually kill me.
Oh god.
Because they're already on
Oh,
limited
no.
time as it is.
Oh no, not a recap.
That wasn't even something I was thinking about until you said that.
Why would you suggest that?
Now you put it into the ether, it's gonna happen.
Oh my
No.
god. It's just going to happen.
This is why I kick you.
Okay, cool.
Alibaba sits there very confused about what that meant. Sorry, fuck. Now that doesn't even make any sense. Joker sits there very confused about what that meant.
That comment made me even more confused because I was like, wait,
What? What's going on?
but I'm no the kicked joke.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
I
Okay.
kick him constantly, like every other day. Like from this server, he's gone every other day. Comes back.
From the entire server. That's fun.
Okay, I got another thing to run by you guys because I keep looking at our stream and I have some footage running on replay and I keep noticing that the opening has code 000 at the beginning.
Yeah,
And
it does.
so-
I noticed that, but I don't know what it's about.
Well, now I have the question because let's go into the Klaxosaurs. Do we think that there's actually humans involved in the piloting of the Klaxosaur?
Yes.
They might be like human origins in the sense that they're man-made because like you have to destroy a core. I've always kind of gotten the I can't think of the word right now. Like the notion that they were like created by humans who didn't like that Papa and whoever else was like destroying the Earth, and they
Mhm.
sent these Klaxosaurs over to like stop these people. Like,
Yeah.
that was my first impression when I heard about all that.
They
Yeah.
were harvesting the magma energy.
Yeah.
I mean, the Earth is like 40% magma, so if we were to be able to like take magma from the fucking Earth, I don't think that would be that bad.
Well, I think the magma energy is supposed to be like a different thing. Like they're supposed to be its own little like mythical element.
Yeah, that's what I've gotten from that.
Because they say magma powered weapons, and I don't think you can use lava to power a spear.
Well,
That's
I mean,
true.
technically you can by using it, heat energy.
I
Yeah.
don't think you can make a giant fucking robot. So
And pilot it through sets.
But the Japanese and the Americans made a robot, and they're going to fight them. That's pretty cool. Like they're getting
that
there.
already happened.
Oh yeah. But they're getting there.
I know I'm gonna sound like a weeb, but Japan has the best robots. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh yeah, probably. Like they got ahead of us with the transistor race, so I think they're set for a good couple of years ahead of us.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I'm thinking is because I keep seeing the footage replaying because Franxx also have a core. I'm kind of wondering because we also know that 02's Franxx started off as a lion. What if the Klaxosaurs started off with a human at the beginning? The human kind of assimilated into the core, became that blue goopy thing, and then 02 was born of a Franxx because code 00 pops up in front of 02's current Franxx.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm kind of thinking.
It could be like
had a partner back in the day that died.
Yeah. Or it could be like a Madoka Magica thing where all the pilots turn into those monsters.
How when she starts to pilot it by herself, she looks like basically a monster. She looks like an animal.
Yeah.
So I mean, like if you just put two and two together, then.
I mean, that's interesting. I feel like it's more like a Madoka Magica thing where like the pilots that like do become adults just turn into monsters and like they just contribute to the the chaos in the world. So it's just a cycle where like they get more pilots, but they also get more monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that.
Kill the pilots. So.
Well, I don't know because like there's a lot of similarities with the Franxx, right? Especially 02's Franxx has similarity to the Klaxosaur designs. The Franxx have the cores
because she is part Klaxosaur.
But it's built into her Franxx though. To what degree does her biology affect the Franxx turning into a lion?
Yeah, that's true.
Like the entire because the Franxx is an image of herself. That's what a Franxx is, or at least that's what like they've been trying to at least like.
Plantation 13's Franxx images of the
girls. For them, yeah, exactly. Outside of them though, we they're
don't
just
know.
Basic robots.
The Nines probably have their own individual ones.
Yeah, I'd imagine. I mean, I do like the idea that Klaxosaurs were definitely something related to humans. I mean, in terms of like them being considering the fact that even in like the first episode when 002 went against the first Klaxosaur by herself and she transformed, I mean, they even spoke of her like she was a monster, and then follow that up with the fact that Hero started to get that kind of like blue goopy thing already like on him. I mean, that's already a heavy similarity to the visual aspect of the core. So who's really to say? And I mean, we don't exactly know. 002 great answer as to why she wants to kill these things, other than the fact that she says she's a monster, So
actually, yeah, that's a good point. The blue goop, because like the cores have blue goop. What if like that blue thing that was growing on Hiro is actually something that can happen to all the other riders? It's just it happened sooner with Hiro, and then once the blue goop completely takes over,
you become a classic.
Yeah, you pretty much turn into
Klaxosaur. Become corrupted.
Yeah, the way I imagined it was that, or kind of what I'm thinking is maybe 002 or maybe Klaxosaurs weren't classified as these big blue beasts all the time. Maybe 002 is what Klaxosaurs actually look like, and these blue Klaxosaurs are kind of the ones affected by this race. I mean, because we even see that when Hero's told not to get too close to 002, like emotionally, because he'll be the one that's destroyed. So what I'm imagining is, what if these Klaxosaurs, or what they're calling Klaxosaurs, are just humans who got close to what the actual Klaxosaurs, oh my god, that name, actually were, and they're kind of the byproduct. So they're not actually this race. 002 is maybe made to believe that she's the monster, but maybe this is what happens when a human interacts, and that blue is, that blue goop, whatever, takes over. That's kind of something that I've been thinking about a lot, because they definitely just brushed over what happened with Hero, and I'm sure we're gonna figure out what that was. That's the only connection I can really make.
I feel like they just wrote themselves into a corner. I think they wanted to like have a moment, where he found like another reason to live, and they had forgotten that they like put him into the situation. I felt like the entire thing was just like connived. Like, I didn't like it.
I mean, yeah, it was definitely padding, because obviously he wasn't gonna die. It's episode 6 when you're introducing this. There's no way. But I'd like to imagine that maybe there was a little insight in what they were doing. But again, Trigger and A1 aren't always the masters of making things together.
They're style over substance. They're definitely style over substance.
Especially when we're talking Trigger.
Yeah, and then like thinking about it, like
back with the Klaxosaurs.
I
think it's just nature's revenge, because like they're draining all this magma stuff. The Klaxosaurs are categorized by earthquake types.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what they're categorized by. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Because each of those names is like a layer of the earth where earthquakes happen, and that's how bad they are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that could definitely just be what it is.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that's. Go ahead.
Oh no, you go for it. I'm just agreeing.
Well, I think that's kind of why it's hard to have these conversations, because it's hard to figure out how deep they're trying to get. It really kind of depends.
Because they're so on the nose with every other sexual reference that we don't know if anything's too symbolic or it's not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's just kind of the show, but I think that's a draw to it as well.
Yeah, actually, when I think about the symbology, I don't think that they're going in too deep. I think it's just surface level things altogether. I have not seen anything that makes me think, "Oh wow, that took a lot of thinking."
Oh no, definitely not.
I think they're
not the dialogue.
I think they're Googling
the whole "let me ride you." I mean, that stuff is just really hard to.
Yeah, right. I think they're Googling like cool names and then just kind of fitting it in where they can.
I'd like to imagine that.
Google search flower meanings.
Yeah, exactly.
Back to like Joker's point about he said like he was talking about fucking 02's her like motivation. I've been kind of petting them down, and I was like, well, she could just be doing this because she wants to prove herself, or like prove that she belongs with humans. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's definitely one of them. She could be like some.
To take it out, like Dr. Franxx probably told her, like she'll get her freedom if the Klaxosaurs are all dead.
Oh, see.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because both her and Hero talk about the Jian. So it's like they both want to fly free, but they're trapped in the cage.
Mm-hmm.
And killing all the Klaxosaurs is her key to freedom.
02 has to kill all the Titans.
Oh, this poor girl.
Oh, I watched
Turns out she is a Titan.
Whoa!
I watched a video about some dude who made a video about like the about Aaron's character development after the season 2 ending. It's very interesting. It turns out like he just becomes like an overall really deep person after he's starts off as like this basically very shallow character. I like that.
I just remember that he looks like a hobo now.
Yeah, he does. He really does.
In the manga?
Yeah. Also, the outcomes is so much better.
For the manga or for the show?
For the manga.
I don't know. I can't read the Attack on Titan manga. Like, it looks so weird.
It's the art style, right?
No, that's how it is. It starts off as like, this guy is drawing this in like his lunchtime.
Yeah, with that.
And now it's like, it's fantastic now.
You think he meant for like the abnormal titans to look like actual just normal things, but he didn't know how to draw, so that's what they turned out to be.
I hope. Hey, can that just be the canon? Can we just all agree that that's how it went down?
I'm 100% sure because the monkey one, he's never drawn the same way twice. It's like, you know what? I messed up twice. I'm just gonna stick with it.
Excellent.
Okay.
Wait. One question I have for you guys: what do you guys think of the mechs in general? Do you like the designs?
They're cute.
Man, I think putting
I can't
faces.
say what I want to say about this.
Oh.
It's-
Oh. Okay.
Do you want to bang the mechs?
I want to hold hands with these giant robots.
Oh my god.
Do you want to be Ichigo in the palm of one of the robots?
Yes.
guys, see the human people in the show aren't best girls. The mechs are best girls.
There we go. The true stars.
The stars
that
of the
would
show.
be right if it wasn't for the fact that 02 exists. Sorry.
Well, no. It is right because the girls are the mechs.
Oh, they're queens, right?
If she
Oh,
breathed,
wait.
she a thought.
Wait, all mechs are queens.
All mechs are queens.
I hate this.
If she powered, she a thought.
Oh, one last plot element that I just remembered. Like, Hiro has yellow blood cells. Or an overabundance of yellow blood cells. That's
in response
an
to
exact
02,
opposite to every a stark contrast to every other like writer that she's written with.
yeah. And then like, you know, Magma's yellow, and then there's like the whole honey reference. And then Klaxosaurs are like bees collecting magma. It's just it just gets so messy.
Like, my first thought was it's platelets.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's in your blood, it's yellow. Sure, let's go with that.
It's just like
I'm not so sure.
How does the yellow go to blue? That's just, there's a lot of weird connections, and I just want to understand everything.
Yeah, it definitely has like, you know, this entire show has a lot of potential, and we're gonna close out soon. But before we do, let's get into a probably long conversation on whether or not Darling in the Franxx is gonna win the Crunchyroll's Anime of the Year award.
No, because My Hero Academia.
No, it's not.
For sure, it's gonna be My Hero.
Yeah, it's gonna be My Hero Academia. Like, not even a question, unless Kim Kardashian leads a giant revolution into Darling in the Franxx.
Okay, no. Here's the thing. Look, Hero Academia may win Crunchyroll's Anime of the Year, but Darling in the Franxx will be the Cory in the House of our generation.
You know what? I don't think anyone can fight that. I think that's where that conversation ends.
Okay, so obviously Darling in the Franxx is like mega popular right now, but I also just realized that the next arc of My Hero Academia is basically the best arc of the entire series.
Yes,
it's gonna blow everyone up. For everyone who just watched the anime, everyone's gonna be like blown away.
And this is when it actually gets deep.
So everybody came on the train. Like, let's just get out of it first. Like, everybody came on the train of My Hero Academia during like the first arc, like the tournament arc. Everybody was like, "Oh yeah, this is cool now." And then they saw Stan, and it's like, "Okay, this is mega cool now," but they don't know what's coming up, dude.
Not at all.
Nah, these kids are gonna camp. We're gonna see them light fires, make s'mores, camp, entire season.
Entire season.
Best.
Wait, guys, really quick. I just wanted to mention something because I'm not sure if anyone talked about this yet on like forums. But have you noticed that? Have you guys heard of like the 4 temperaments before?
Yes.
Caloric.
Yeah.
Yeah, the blood temperaments, right?
Yeah, it's like the 4 like what's it called? Personality types that they had in ancient Greece. So I thought that's like kind of mirrors the Franxx. It's like there's like sanguine, which is enthusiastic, active, and social. There's caloric, which is independent, decisive, and goal-oriented. There's melancholic, which is like Goro and Ichigo, which is analytical, detailed, and a deep thinker. And phlegmatic, which is Futoshi, and Kokoro, which is relaxed, peaceful, and quiet.
What was the first one?
I thought that was cool. It was the first one was sanguine, which is enthusiastic, active, and social, which would be like
the second one.
Miku. The second one was caloric, which is independent, decisive, and goal oriented. Sorry.
Sanguine, caloric, phlegmatic, and
Okay,
melancholic.
real quick, I would say melancholic is more econo and what's it called, and then
Yeah, no. Everyone's with this. Caloric was Goro and Ichigo. Because that's the thing is being in charge.
yeah, because Alibaba was like, good thing they found it, but like because Alibaba was like because they're deep thinkers.
Yeah.
Definitely. I
Well,
definitely think they're
I also
better.
think independent refers to how like Ikuno and Mitsuru don't like depend on each other that much. Like they're not like close at all. Like they're more independent from each other.
I mean, yeah, but no one really cares.
I care.
I care.
Only because Fatoshi is going to fight.
Yeah. And freaking Skelly did a whole analysis on like how they relate to the flowers.
But everyone's done that by now.
Yeah. But like you did a whole fucking paragraph for every like character, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yes.
You really like the show.
Yes, I do.
Did you pin those? I want to go see them.
No, I didn't.
You can search them up. Just search the flower.
Pin the first
mech
one.
names.
If you pin the first one, then every other one's gonna be findable then. Cause it can just jump.
What is it? Pin the second one. And I've completely forgotten where the other ones are. Oh, and I
There's
have a
all
bunch
the
of shit
other
posts
anime,
too.
right?
There are a bunch of shit posts around there too, so it's like... Man, I've got to find the ones where I actually put effort into, and the ones where I'm just making shit up.
Whew, well, okay. TGC. Anything else?
I
think
mean,
we can end-
unless anybody wants to bring anything else up.
Okay, so I want to
I
bring
mean-
this up just to end it on.
Mhm.
The flowers that all of the robots are based on are really pretty.
Ooh.
And the one that the blue one is based on is poisonous. So that's Ichigo and Goro's one.
I always
just a
knew
little
she was
thing.
going to be the end of that team. I always knew it.
Wait, I had a question for all you guys too, like just to
Oh.
close off too. Wait, what do you guys think of the show in general? Like, personally, wait, do you think it holds up to other Trigger shows? Like, it's as hype? Do you think it's as
I
hype
haven't
as
watched
Gurren
other
Lagann?
Trigger shows, but I'm looking. So there's that.
I mean, do you think it's as
Okay.
hype as Gurren Lagann?
I mean, I think so. Yeah.
That's not a Trigger show.
Yeah,
So I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna
it's a
make-
Gainax, so basically the
Yeah.
same thing. Come on.
I mean, I definitely think it's as hype, but it definitely in a different light. I think it's not as grandiose. It's not this like big,
Yeah.
epic. We're gonna end in a universe-ending battle. But it definitely has aspects that are like, that draw a lot of people in, and in that sense, it definitely holds up.
Okay, so like the first 9 episodes of Gurren Lagann, the first couple aren't really that interesting, or they are interesting, but like they're not as great as it gets when like it keeps getting further down. So like I would definitely say Dawning in the Franxx is better than that, and Kill la Kill is also similar because Kill la Kill is like it's super hyped during the first 9 episodes and everybody loves it, and then
Yeah.
that's when it falls.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of in the middle between those two, and so I guess we're gonna see like where it goes, and it's also like kind of the middle, but like thematically between like where those two were, in terms of like overall broadness
Actually, no,
of like.
That's actually really good because Gurren Lagann is pretty much growing up as a guy. Kill la Kill is growing up as a woman.
Yeah.
It's like
Mhm.
this is the interaction of both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Men
Yeah.
and women growing up together.
I don't know. I felt I felt like I had
And
too much
having sex.
expectations for the show because I was expecting it to be more like Gurren Lagann, where like it was just insanity all the time.
Hmm.
People
Which I
just yelling
definitely-
and everything. Yeah.
Which I liked about Gurren Lagann, but I can definitely like the subtleties about Darling the Franxx a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So like
Yeah.
I guess Yeah, continue.
I think that's the way, like, because like the way I went into it was actually more of the A1 style of writing. Like I went into it being like, you know, oh, it has that Anohana art style. Let me get some of those nice story, you know, as opposed to like I thought Trigger would, you know, do amazing with the set pieces, and I think it would give it that little like action punch. But I went in wanting a huge story from it. And so in that aspect, I've definitely felt like it's been hyped. But I do understand why if you're like to other Trigger shows, it's definitely not like it's not going to blow them out of the water when it comes to like, you know,
Action.
yeah, kicking up that OST and seeing the main character crazy. I mean, maybe we'll have those moments, but yeah.
I felt like it kind of got slow for me.
I went into
Like the middle
expecting to be annoyed, and that's what I've gotten. So I'm happy.
That sounds
Okay,
the
I'm gonna-
opposite of happy.
No, I'm really happy. I really liked Little Witch Academia because it was annoying, but it was like the good kind of annoying, where it was like it was fun to complain about. And then I got that with Trigger, or with Darling in the Franxx. It's just Darling in the Franxx, I think, has so much more content that even for the things I get annoyed about, there's legitimate things to talk
Your
about.
big problem is the logistics. You know?
Yeah, it's always gonna be.
And like I've been glossing over them because I don't really care. I honestly like it's like, well, yeah, you know, like this inconsistency sucks, and I wish they would pay a little bit more attention to what they were writing. Of course, you know, like I always have it in my head. It's like, well, they might come back to this and like actually address it, but like overall, you know, like I wish they would pay a little bit more attention. But like to me, I'm enjoying the show so much that, you know, I think that it might go down as like one of the top 5 mechs ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with
I
that.
can see it.
I'm
Depends
just
on how the
here.
ending goes.
Okay, so I'm just here to watch the main character fuck the half dinosaur.
Yeah,
I
I'm in for the romance.
I like
What
the
were you gonna say?
Klaxosaur is just dinosaur in Japan. Like it's just the word for dinosaur.
Definitely worthy of a Cory in the house, like
Corey in the
like
house out of 10.
symbol.
Oh my god.
Yes. Well, looks like we're done. Does anybody want to say?
0 to his best girl. 10 out
Agreed.
of 10.
Agreed.
I agree.
Yeah, same.
I'd buy a figure of 02.
See, I probably have something to say.
And
Nope,
that
no,
is-
that's a shit post. No, I've got nothing but shit posts. Yeah.
Oh, also the mechs are hot.
Oh my god.
That's fair. You could say they're designed to be that way.
Well, I mean, the guy who designed the mechs designed like you know how like shoujo characters have like the bishy guys, like the really pretty boys. He designed another. He did a show for Bones where just basically all the mechs were pretty boys.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, no, it was pretty good. The animation looks good for it. It's called Star Driver. It's really good.
Oh, I know that. When I watched
Oh,
it,
yeah,
yeah, I loved it. Yeah, that was amazing. Star Driver.
Where all the mechs were just like these really handsome guys, and then like Darling in France, all the mechs were just these cute
Oh my
girls.
god,
I
it's
like
the
how
same designer. You're absolutely right.
yeah.
Wow, that's
Whoa.
cool. That's so cool.
Is there like a picture of this that he added to like? Wait.
That's wild. I can't believe that. And it's so like blatantly similar.
Yeah. The guys at Trigger were just like, "Can you design cute girls?" But
Do that
also
again, but
mixed.
with tits.
I feel like Star Driver was just supposed to be a show about pretty boys, but then he was like, "Wait, what if we make it the mechs actually pretty boys like, instead of just having?"
They were doing long necks before Ballroom.
Yeah. Oh, true.
Oh man,
whoa.
Star Driver.
Whoa. Okay.
Has someone made a has someone made a meme of like the mechs from Darling in the Franxx and said like, "Oh, another unrealistic body stereotype for girls."
I mean, probably, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
If you don't have the proportions of a mech from Darling in the Franxx, you're not worth my time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we got that, Skelly. We got that.
But this is literally like okay, but this is eugenics. Like, come on.
Like they've literally picked out the cream of the crop. Of course, they're gonna be as hot as possible. Sad to say, normal women, all of you are gonna like probably never survive in a Darling in the Franxx universe. Don't worry, 80% of men aren't either. Unless you're
We're all
Fatoshi,
gonna
it
die
doesn't really
anyway.
make any
Nothing
sense.
matters.
No, he's dead too, but not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
All right, but TLDR, the mechs are hot, and I'd smash.
Okay.
We've spent the past like 5 minutes now talking about how hot the mechs are. I think we've understood. Audience has understood. The mechs are hot.
Okay,
They are
that's
thick.
cool.
Oh my god, we're done. We're done.
Okay. All right. All right. So Trip, do you have anything you want to say?
Nah, man, I'm good. I want to say thanks to Joker for popping up on the podcast.
Oh no, man! Thank you for inviting me. This was such a good time. It was a real trip. That joke killed me. No! Please don't laugh. Please don't laugh. Please don't laugh. I don't need the pity laughs, please.
I liked it.
Please,
I liked
okay.
it. I appreciate any time. I have an ego.
Even Schnorf is giving him a pity laugh. Look at that.
Wait, why is this a pity laugh?
I found it funny.
Can I ban him?
I thought it was bad.
Honestly, I deserve the ban. I deserve the ban.
He deserves the ban.
I'll wear it with pride.
Anyway, okay, guys. Embrace the night, people.
Okay, is that it? Are we saying good night?
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good
Thanks for
afternoon.
watching, everyone.